Hey there, I want to talk about the Korea film quota system. Now, ever since, I believe, the 1960s, South Korea has always had a film quota system in the Korean film industry. The idea was to prevent the number of days that foreign films could be shown in Korea by kind of maximizing the number of days that Korean films have to be shown. Originally, the government did it because it wanted to build the Korean film industry. They wanted it to grow and they wanted it to stand a chance and not be beaten down by the competition, which was primarily made up of Hollywood films. However, Hollywood took issue with this. They didn't like it because without it, Korean movie theaters might have shown many more Hollywood and American films because that's kind of what the public liked and wanted. But the Korean government said having a film industry is part of national identity, cultural identity, and they wanted there to be a chance for Korean filmmakers to make films that were culturally significant to Korea. For a while, the Korean film industry didn't produce that many films, and the films weren't, I would say, like high quality. So one of the big changes that sparked the growth of the film industry happened in 1998, where the government said, okay, let's invest a ton of money in the film industry. And also the chaebols, like the big corporations in Korea, also decided to invest in the film industry. And as a result, the quality skyrocketed. The movies became really, really good, got international recognition, won film awards at film festivals. At this time also the quota was reduced slightly, but it didn't really seem to hurt the film industry here. In fact, the film industry grew to the point that the box office for Korean films rivaled the box office for international films. At least that's how it was for around 2001, 2002, 2003. The thing though is that the Korean government said that they needed the quota system in place so that the country could produce culturally significant films, but that's not exactly what happened. Beginning around 1999 with Shiri, which at the time had the biggest budget of any Korean film, these films were mostly, let's say, like Hollywood movies in that they were big blockbusters. They focused on special effects, on action, where they were thrillers. There were a lot of gang movies. There was a lot of violence and sexuality in them. There were romantic comedies, sex comedies, horror films. They have things about Korean culture in them, but you know. And the thing is, one of the big directors, Park Chan-wook, who did Old Boy, he protested in 2006 that the government should not reduce the film quota. He thought that it would really limit the competitiveness of the Korean film industry. He claimed that he would not have been able to direct the blockbusters he produced had it not been for the quota system being in place. I can't really say whether or not that's true, but it did change again in 2007 to the lowest point it's been since. Now he is actually directing an American Hollywood film with an American cast, American producers, and he's not the only Korean director doing this. There are a few others who are now working in Hollywood. I don't know if it's because of the quota system changing, or that the film industry here is going down, or that they were just offered really good deals, which I suspect is the real case. Now I want to add that at the time that the government was heavily investing in the Korean industry for the first time, it was really promoting the film industry too. And so people went out to see all the big blockbusters, partly because, you know, this was the first time Korea really had blockbuster movies, but also because this was kind of an expression of national identity, of nationalism, to support the film industry and to go and watch these big films, which everyone was making a big deal out of. While I would personally say that many of these films were significant and were worth seeing, my general impression from Koreans is that they don't really enjoy Korean films that much. They still prefer Hollywood movies, which still do gross huge in Korea. If you think I've overlooked something that's significant, please mention it in the comments. Alright, next up I'll be talking about individual films, individual directors, giving some reviews and trying to make them interesting.